Let us not waste any time, and let us say hello to the platinum one, the king of violence, my guy, Mike Perry.
What's up, brother?
Hello, my friend. How are you?
Oh, man,
Good to see you.
great.
Good to see you. Come here. Please have a seat. Welcome to the house here. You've never been to this one.
No, is this a new one?
Yeah. Oh wow.
What's up?
Yo. There we are.
Yeah.
It's not quite the Overdogs,
No,
but it's something.
Not quite. It's a little better than that one right now.
What's wrong with that one?
It's just, this is nice, man.
I appreciate that.
And you got the whole little games out there set up.
You're playing on the
It's like a nice place to work.
It's good. I feel very blessed. And getting a chance to talk to people in person like this makes it so much better. Zoom is cool.
Yeah.
This is better.
Yeah, it's cool to be here.
Yes. Welcome to New York, man.
Full circle, bro. Been a long time since I've been.
Yeah. When's the last time you were here?
Yeah.
Well, when was the last time you were in New York?
Well, back in October when I fought Stevens.
Well, Jersey, yeah.
Yeah, I was in Jersey, but I came over here.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I came over to New York.
You're doing the press conference later today. When did you get here?
Last night, yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you haven't seen Nathan.
No.
Okay. I can't wait for this, man.
Yeah.
Because we saw Rhonda and Gina, we saw Francis. We haven't seen you guys. This, to me, is the main event of the day.
Yeah. I was just talking to my guy about, wondering, what that's going to be like, how Nate going to be.
What's the
energy? Is he going to leave the press conference? He's going to be like, fuck this shit. I'm done with this. Or...
What do you think?
When are we going to start talking shit to each other?
Yeah.
What's the first thing he's going to say or I'm going to say, or he's going to be like, fuck you, Mike. I'm like, all right, let's go.
Do you want it to go that way?
I don't know what I want most of the time in life. I don't know what I want. I just want to keep it simple, but the job has its, I gotta do stuff. I have to react accordingly. And then sometimes when there's nothing to react to, I have to create something.
What type of energy do you think he's going to bring? Do you think he's going to be like...
he's always chill, ain't he? But
for the most part these days.
But, are we selling the fight? We got to sell the fight, or people going to tune in? It's weird. It's a weird thing. I don't want to be the first one to talk shit for no reason. We're going to fight, so.
Why not? Why can't you be the first one to talk shit? Do you have anything to talk shit to him about?
No.
Okay.
I'm a pretty positive guy, these days especially.
Yes.
But, I come up with some jokes. I say some funny things sometimes.
You do. You're very underrated on the mic, if you ask me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're quick on your feet. I remember the face-to-face we did with Luke Rockhold.
Okay.
You had you had some incredible lines. By the way, your nails are long, huh?
Yeah. I'm ready to scratch somebody's face off.
Golly, just
I'll have
noticed
to
that.
cut them before the fight.
You do, okay. Is there a reason why you keep them so long?
Scratch.
But when you're training.
Yeah. Usually I box.
Right.
So for the past 5 or 6 years, I've been boxing and bare knuckle boxing. So, I keep my hands closed. Or I got big gloves on and I don't need to trim them.
What has it been like to do MMA training for the first time in a really long time?
Yeah, it's been tough.
It has?
Yeah.
On your body?
Yes, a little bit on my body. But I've been doing really good on diet and taking care of my body, stretching and ice tubs and getting chiropractic work or adjustments or other things. So, but the grappling aspect, I get to work with really great fighters at Fusion XL in Ocoee, Florida. I've been working a lot with Terrence McKinney. He's an incredible athlete, incredible fighter. 16 first-round finishes. He goes all broke, but then it goes for broke. But then, in the gym, he's so calculated, and he's such a good wrestler and grappler. And
Here you guys are working together, right?
Yeah, man, it's been great working with Terrence. His MMA skills are fantastic, And my whole team over there, you know, Philly Fresh, Julian Williams, my boxing coach, JT, we've all been putting some really good work in. And, you know, after the press conference today, go back home and continue.
You know, it's interesting about Terrence. He's such a fun fighter. He's had all these finishes. Did you realize he's never had a bonus before? He's never won a bonus.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Insane, right?
He's never had because he got 16 first-round finishes. Every fight comes out and just goes for broke.
It's bizarre.
It is.
Even the last one was incredible.
I know, but he was ready. He was ready for the full fight. So, you know, looking forward to more from him and seeing where he goes and how far he goes. And I got to stick around to help him too. He's helping me so much right now. And, you know, who knows where the opportunity goes with a big win here in Netflix. And,
oh, yeah.
You know, the sky's the limit.
It's a weird question to ask you because you have been very active, but did you feel rusty with your MMA skills, with your jiu-jitsu? Were you still keeping up with it? Or once you started to really get into the MMA stuff, putting the gloves, the knees, the Muay Thai, the wrestling, where you were like, man, I've not forgotten some of this, but I'm a little bit rusty now?
Yeah, there was some rust for sure. But I still, you know, even in BKFC style or in dirty boxing, clinch fighting is a part of it. So there is some grappling going on in the stand-up version of the clinch and, you know, trying to hit and hold, or, you know, if you're holding, it's to push and pull and get an angle so you can break away and hit the guy, which is a lot of MMA skill that we've done since my UFC days. But, you know, when it gets to the ground, someone like Terrence shoots a good double leg. When a high-level black belt gets a position first on you, or if he gets you down, or he has like the side of your back, or if you start in a position, start with your back, start in bottom side control, and you got to work out from there, that can be pretty tough. You know, after you've trained 4 rounds, and then they're like, all right, get on your back, bottom side control, and you're like, or after you escape, they're like, you know, you get up, you get out, and they're like, all right, go back down, do it again. And it's like, oh my God, this is killing me. But, you know, I just want to break away, get space, and so I can punch. Punching is all day, I can do it. But the grappling, you know, I'm getting a lot of good insights from good UFC fighters, good wrestlers, good grapplers. And so luckily I have a good team around me, and I've stayed working with the MMA guys throughout bare knuckle. I continued to spar MMA guys, and, you know, sometimes would do a little MMA, but mostly to just stuff takedowns, land strikes, and, you know, keep control of the distance.
Can you explain? So I think most of us thought that this was sort of like you have the freedom to do what you want. You know, you've got the dirty boxing thing, bare knuckle, you've done a boxing match. But I saw what David Feldman said about you taking this fight, and now I'm wondering, are you associated with them anymore? What's going on now between you and BKFC? Because it seems like he's not happy about this.
Well, I am sorry to hear that. You know, I'm getting an opportunity here, and, you know, as a fighter, independent contractor, you know, I got to do business. I got to make money. So, you know, get into the money. You know, apparently we had the one out, and which was the boxing match, and I didn't know it was a one out type of thing.
Meaning like only one time?
Right. That's what Feldman's quote said.
Okay.
About a one out.
Yeah.
I thought we had more than that, or if it was anything other than bare knuckle.
Right.
There were outs, and, you know, someone talked to me this morning about technically our contract's time frame went out. So I did say, you know, I am still interested. I do like hitting someone bare knuckle. I don't mind taking it either. And I think there's good opportunities there. They have a new signing. But, you know, for the fights they want me to fight, I'm 6-0, king of violence. I think for the couple names that they're going to bring to the table, I think the money changes anyways. I think a new contract comes into play. And, you know, like I said, sky's the limit. A big win here in Netflix. I mean, people will be clattering for my signature.
Did you know that they were going to sign Darren Till, or were you surprised by it?
They've been talking about it since I got there.
Yeah, I know, but it seemed like he wasn't all that interested.
I thought that they offered him $2 million to fight me in bare knuckle.
Right.
That was 2 years ago. Year and a half. And so I'm, you know, Darren posted a video that he signed, and, you know, they're going to have him fight. Good. So some of them other guys fight. Darren Till's a big name. He should draw some views. Let's see if he has some success. Who's he going to fight? I'm sure Feldman will come up with it. They make some pretty good matchmaking over there. Darren did look terrible in the video explaining that he was going over to bare knuckle. He looked awful.
What do you mean? The one, not the one where he was hitting
tired.
Mitch. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
No, he was just like in his hoodie.
Yeah.
He looked like he just got out the sauna and cut weight or something.
Do you think he wants to do this? And what I mean by that is,
do any of us want to do it?
Okay, that's a good question.
Like this guy.
Yeah. You know this guy, Alex?
Yeah, I do. I got to meet him. He came out and
he's
trained
intense.
with me a while back.
Oh, bare knuckle?
Yeah. Well, we trained with gloves on.
Sure, but because he was doing bare knuckle, he probably wanted
Yeah,
to
he
do
was
it.
getting ready to do some bare knuckle, and we had trained a little spa, but he just loves it. He's just a radical dude. But I don't know. I see it much differently.
The reason I asked that, you just said something fascinating that I want to go back to in a second, but the reason I asked that is I wonder if Darren feels like this is just the best thing out there. I never got the feeling that he wanted to do bare knuckle, and he was doing good things with Misfits, and then all of a sudden that ended. And I think he wanted to box as well with MVP, and he couldn't. There were some issues there. So I just wonder, do you think he actually wants to bare knuckle? Like you, I feel like you, to a degree, wanted to do it, or this is just the best option out there for him?
I think it's a bit of both. I think bare knuckle definitely helped me change my life, and, you know, obviously I did the work. But, you know, they make some very good offers. The time limit on the fights looks pretty tasty. When you're looking at these fights, you're like, 2 minutes, 5 2-minute rounds. Bare knuckles, quick, fast pace, boom, boom. You know, so a part of it was the fact that so many didn't want to do it, and that even I didn't want to do it. That pushed me to do it. I was like, oh, because so many don't want to, and even a little voice inside of me says, a lot of good fighters are like, oh, no, keep the gloves on. I was like, nah, let's go, let's do it. Let's fucking show up and show people what's up. So good for Darren. He's very dangerous. He's done well with boxing gloves on, knocking people out. But, you know, I had Yoel's sloppy seconds. I told him I beat Luke faster than he did. And, you know, then Darren knocked him out pretty clean. So, you know, shout out to Darren. I think there's some skills I have there in bare knuckle. If we can get to that fight, you know, I need to focus on Nate. Nate's a challenge, and
Sure.
and he's going to present some things that I might not expect. So I'd like to focus on Nate, but, you know, you never know where this goes.
I just feel like this is like the Khabib Ferguson of that world. Like,
I hate that comparison because,
It
you
just-
know,
we've
they
been
didn't
talking about
fight.
you guys for
I
so-
know we've been talking, and we've tried. Hold on, we've tried.
I know, they've tried
because
too.
when Misfits tried to get me to box Darren for like $100,000, I was like, kiss my butt, dude. We didn't make an offer. Yeah, that's the problem. You didn't even fucking put a number. We showed you where my contract was. You said, we're not in the same ballpark. And then that was the end of the conversation. There was never an offer. So they're having trouble fighting Darren. So Darren, luckily found bare knuckle. Bare knuckle found Darren, and Darren's finally gonna put up or shut up and go fight with no gloves on. I've been doing this shit.
Just as it seems like you may be leaving, because here's the thing: you win on May 16th. Your stock in MMA is at an all-time high. On the biggest platform, there's going to be tens of millions of people. It'll be the most watched MMA event of all time against arguably the most famous fighter on the card, right? Nate is beloved and has been known forever. If you win and look good in that fight, I could see the UFC coming calling. I could see every MMA promotion. I could see these guys, MVP saying, let's stay with this, right?
I like that. I mean, Dana talked about, let's see what happens for Nate. Jake even said, if Nate were able to win, then he wants to fight Nate in MMA. But I come out looking here. Do I come out and look great? And we'll see, man. It's all good.
Is that something in the back of your mind that you even think of? Oh, maybe my stock is high, and now the UFC will come calling, and I'll negotiate here. And these guys, is it possible this is the first of many MMA fights for you again, or do you think this is a pit stop back into the world of bare knuckle?
Combat is combat.
Okay.
It's bare knuckle. I fight very similarly, and whether I'm fighting MMA, I'm looking to punch you. I'm fighting bare knuckle boxing, I'm looking to punch you. So, just little tweaks and details here and there. So let's see what happens May 16th.
Can I tell you a crazy thing? I feel like there's a lot of people who not that long ago were thinking, all right, Conor McGregor's coming back. And as of right now, you know where I'm going with this?
No.
Okay, well, as of right now, it seems like he's coming back July 11th against Max Holloway. You've probably seen this, right?
Yeah,
has been officially announced. And before that was announced, I think a lot of people were like, all right, if Conor's coming back and Nate's a free agent, let's do Conor versus Nate. Right. Finally, right? The trilogy, International Fight Week. I could see a scenario where Conor fights Max, and let's say he wins that fight, or let's say even that he doesn't, but people still love him because he's one of those guys who, regardless of wins and losses, people love. You win. I could see us finally seeing this Conor versus Mike Perry fight in 2027 or 2028. It becomes a hell of a lot more real.
I like that.
Have you thought of that?
Yeah, that's a good. I mean, I've been thinking about fighting Conor.
I know.
Bare knuckle, and I'm like, well, he's not fighting bare knuckle because the UFC still got him on the hook. And
he's only got 2 fights left.
Yeah, but he's had 2 fights for 6 years.
I know, he hasn't had the fights.
So,
he's about to get one down.
It's the big wigs doing business, and he's training. He's always trying to prepare himself. Martial artist is a lifestyle, and you have cheat days, which you stay focused and you diet and you exercise for 5-6 days out of the week, and then you have a party day. Well, Conor has some of the best party days, and it's just all we seem to see is his party days. So I see him posting training and prayer and Jesus and family, and so, like I said before, when I was on your interview, on Zoom, I was like, people want to see him back in there. I'm glad they want to see me. And, I just have to stay on my course.
Do you think he beats Max if they fight?
He beat him before.
Long time ago.
Yeah, but, they're going to throw hands.
2013.
It's a long time.
Yeah, 13 years. Yeah.
But and we all know that Conor was a little different. That 45 Conor was.
So was Max too, right? He's evolved.
Right, of course. Yeah. But, coming off his last fight against Charles, his mindset, his age, what are they going to fight at 155 again?
I think 170 actually.
Oh, 170, even bigger for Max. Yeah, I think if they fight, Conor will probably get that one.
You just said something that was really interesting before. Do any of us want to do this?
Yeah.
Do you not enjoy this?
No.
Would you rather not do it?
That's not in the cards.
Why not?
It's not an option. No, because I've worked so hard for so long. I've built myself up to a position, and I've dug myself into a hole. And now the opportunities are coming, which gives me a little added motivation to prepare properly, to train harder, which, when I am eating good and sleeping good, wanting to get up and train isn't my favorite. And it's not about that, I'll complain the whole time I'm training. My poor coaches got to listen to me. My poor self got to listen to them and them telling me to do all these damn workouts while they're standing there watching me. I'm sweating my ass off. I'm like, screw this. I'm done with this. So, no, I hate working out. I wish I could just sit on the couch, watch TV, spark a blizzy, fucking sip some tequila, platinum tequila.
Shout out.
And, whatever, man. But
I feel like you've reached a point in your life where, correct me if I'm wrong, you could do other things if you truly...
What? The fuck am I going to do?
Well, first of all, you
there's nothing like a fight night check. That's the beauty of fighting. It's like I built myself to a position to where I'm finally getting paid. And, whatever that means, if you are getting paid. Because the government was like, fuck you, you're not getting paid. Or if you got paid, you pay us. So, there's that. So it's like, okay, I dive my thoughts into it's a privilege and an honor to get to do this. Now I'm getting to do it on Netflix, MMA, the first MMA card on Netflix with, possibly millions of viewers. So super stoked for that opportunity. Finally make my return to MMA and see what full body skills are like dormant in there and ready to fucking thrive. And so there's some excitement, and then there's lots of torture and pain and like not wanting to train and not wanting to do anything. It's just a hard battle at all times. Like wifey wants to go, like last night we're in New York, and it's like I went to bed, we went to dinner, and I went back home. I went to bed instead of going out and doing stuff, because it's like it's an important day today. I gotta have a clear head. I gotta be able to speak as clearly as possible, and just make it happen.
Why I said that there are things that you could do. You've really done a great job of setting yourself up. We were just talking to Cub Swanson on Monday after his retirement fight, and he had an epiphany. Hey, I need to have something for when I'm done. So he started this team, Bloodline Combat Sports. You have the tequila, you have DBX. It feels like you've been thinking, you've got your podcast. You're not just sitting around and just doing fighting. So I feel like you've set yourself up nicely. Obviously, that stuff isn't going to offset the money you make from fighting, but you're in a pretty good spot to the point where I feel like a lot of people like 5 years ago never would have predicted this out of you, right? You were not someone who had everything set up for life after fighting. And I feel like you're in a really good spot now. Do you agree?
It's tough to see. It's all an investment, and there's lots of time still to invest. And, people always talk about when these things, it's a long play, a 10-year plan. And then in 10 years, you look back and you're like, oh, wow. Like I was thinking about last time I was here, or when that time we talked on the phone, and I had my first UFC fight. I had the 10 grand on me, and I'm like, look how far I've come. And it's weird that in some way you still feel in the same place. Like as a young fighter, fighters, people talk about CTE. I still feel young in the mind because all I do is play games in life. I go to the gym and I wrestle and I fight and I play with people. And then, I go home and I be a dad and I try to just have fun with my kids. And, I stay. I wonder all the time how people develop, how they develop their minds and how they learn and remember more things that you're supposed to do in life. There's so much stuff that no one tells you about. And then the first time you do it, and then you go another year without doing it, and you're like, oh gosh, it's time to do that thing again. Or I gotta go to the DMV and get all my stuff updated, all my dates, and so I can drive for another 5 years. Or I gotta, there's just so much in life. And if you let yourself be anxious and overcome with just like, oh, it's too much. It happens all the time. It's like every day is a roller coaster. It's like, damn, I got all this stuff I got to do. Damn, I got to pay the government. Damn, I got to pay these bills. Damn, I got all that. Damn, I'm not going to fight for 3 or 4 months. Damn. All this hard work I've done. Why is damn on my mind? And then I get angry too at stuff. Like I was just angry yelling at my guy, or me and my wife have a disagreement. Or
why were you angry?
No reason. I just get fucking mad, and I'm like, all right, this is why I fight, because I have whatever this bullshit is. I get to use it in the fight.
Like a fire. You can unleash it.
Yeah.
It's funny you're talking about all this on tax day, by the way.
Is today tax day?
Yeah, April 15th. Isn't that funny? Is it subconscious?
It's fucked up that I'm here right now.
Why? Should you be filing your taxes? Did you do it?
Someone else is doing it.
Sure. You could also delay it. You know that?
Dude.
That stuff gives me anxiety too, just for the record.
Dude, I have a 6-year payment plan for 1 year right now.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
6 years?
Yeah. 6 years.
What does that mean?
6 years, I pay them every month.
Oh, for one particular year?
1 year.
What year was that?
24.
Why?
Someone
messed up
the ball. Why didn't I buy something? I should have bought a fucking Richard Mille. And then it'd been total tax write-off, $750,000, and then I wouldn't owe the government shit. But I didn't buy nothing. No one told me shit. Oh, we missed this $1 million payment. Fuck you, you missed it. It's been there for 6 months. Fucking missed it. Kiss my ass.
Accountants are tough. You get a good one, you're good. You get a bad one. I've had some bad.
I thought I did have a good one, and I don't know. Simple mistake, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then once it's too late, it's too late. So, I just feel like I've gotten myself into a hole with this fighting. And I'm going to make more money at this fight. And they're going to tax me next year on this year. I'm never going to catch up. I owe them too much money. Money I didn't have. Money I didn't feel like I ever had. My accounts are out there. I don't know what's going on, really. I thought I was grasping a hold of things, trying to do the right things. I still try to do the right things. Like I said, I went to bed early last night. I didn't go out drinking. I didn't have a drink. I was trying to be prepared for today. And, in a month from now, I'll fight. I'll make money. And I got to go buy something or get rid of it or do what Wesley Snipes did, take it out of the bank and bury it.
Does this stress you? Like, I feel like this stuff stresses you more than the actual fight. Like, most people would be stressed about fighting another human being in the cage. But all these things are very relatable to the common man out there because we think about it every day.
I don't know. It's hard. I try not to be stressed. But I do. I get anxious. I have stress about things that I can't control right now, or it wouldn't even matter right now. It's like, oh, my bills ain't due till next month. I got enough to pay the bills at the beginning of the month, but why do we stress about things? I want better for my kids. I want them to have a great life. Shout out Ocean and Odyssey. Love you guys.
Shout out. How old now?
They're at home with Gigi. They're 5 and 3. They're wonderful. Love them. They can be terrible. They can be so terrible.
How are you with them?
I'm super chill. I'm chill, but then, sometimes they need their dad to yell at them a little bit.
Yeah. Have they gone to the gym yet?
Yeah, they go sometimes.
I know they're super young.
Watch me spar or...
You show them anything?
Yeah, we wrestle at home.
But you'd prefer them not to do this?
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. I think they might be in it. I think there might be some money there for them. The fact that I've gotten myself in this position, who I have become in combat sports, there could be opportunity for them to have a future in making money. But I would love for them to do like computer programming, software, AI, more book smart stuff, more computer stuff on the future, rather than doing combat sports. It depends on school, what sports they play in school, how they're feeling when they get older. Whatever they want to do, I'll support it. But like, I wouldn't even be a good coach. I can't coach.
In general?
I'm not a teacher.
Right.
Like, I can teach people something, but then, how they would do it compared to how I would want it done. Like, also the way I might teach something, I don't want you to do it like me because I don't exactly do it right, but I do it right for me.
Right.
So I get hit, but I'm built different.
Mm-hmm.
I've just designed myself that way. I've built myself up to this position. So, I just give it the best I can. So if I could go with whatever makes my kids happy, if they don't see it as violence and they see it as fun playing around, it's not a game. People do get messed up doing this stuff. And then also, like, when they get dropped in the ring or something, the things people say online about people, what would it be like if I was rich and not famous? That would be cool. And I feel like I'm more famous than I am rich. And,
How much are you involved with DBX these days? Because were you at the last one in Miami?
Unfortunately, it's not unfortunate. It's just, so I was not at DBX 6 in Miami. Show looked incredible. We had amazing guests there. Shout out to the Tates. They came through. And the fighters put on a heck of a show. I had booked like a little family trip for me and my wife, a getaway for me and my wife months prior. I'd spent thousands of dollars on the trip. And then the date moved from DBX, Georgia. It moved from March 20th to the other day, April 10th.
10th, yeah.
So my stuff was booked. It's great to see that Dirty Boxing could do so well without my assistance there. But I don't want to miss another one. I mean, I always think about Joe Rogan working the commentary desk at the UFC in the beginning when he said like he wasn't getting paid, but he continued to work and then it turned into something. So, I'll keep supporting Dirty Boxing and keep building up best I can. The fighters are doing their part, and the production and the matchmakers are doing their part. So happy to see a successful show.
Okay, because I wanted to make sure. I knew you were obviously training. I didn't know about the trip. It feels like John has become, in some respects, like one of the faces of the company, which wasn't the case off the bat. And so I just wanted to clarify. You're still involved in it, right? Like,
yes, I am.
Okay.
Still partners with him, and it's great having John. I mean, John's the GOAT. Seeing him ringside there, newest signee, Gable Steveson, and he's there with Mick Maynard and Hunter Campbell. Like, we're in tight. Everybody loves UFC. We loved the UFC when we were there and we fought. Yes, there's politics. That's business. But everybody loves it. So, we can work with them and together, or, you know, put on something fun for them too. I'm just happy to make a difference in the game. The fighters are all happy with how we treat them. It's a fighting combat sport, the newest kind, from fighters' perspectives. The GOAT, John Jones, Platinum Mike Perry, someone who, you know, I wasn't the GOAT, but I became the king of violence and bare knuckle fighting, and then made my own, you know, got a good team around me. Shout out Overdogs podcast and Ice Bags, and, you know, I got a good team together, and we started building and compounding on what people loved about Platinum Mike Perry. And now I just have to show up and fight.
I don't know if all these years, I don't know if I've ever asked you about Flint. I don't know if you've ever talked about your upbringing. How long did you actually live in Flint for?
You know, last time I was there, I was 17.
Last time you were there, period. You've not been back.
Yeah, I haven't been back.
How come?
Because
You were born there, right?
yeah, I was born there, and I went to kindergarten, and then maybe first and second grade, and then I came down to Florida, and then I went to like third, fourth, and fifth grade, and then I went back up there, and I went to fifth grade in Flint, and then I came back down, went like sixth and seventh in Florida, and then back up in eighth, and then back down in ninth. And
Why'd you do that so much?
how is that my choice?
Whose choice was
I
it?
think it was my choice because I was a kid, and I'm like, I want to go live with my siblings.
Your siblings were where?
We're in Florida.
Okay.
So my dad was in Michigan, and, you know, sometimes I went back and forth. So whatever, but
Was your mom in Florida?
yeah, my mom
Okay.
was in Florida with my siblings, and
How many siblings?
3, and then I had some step siblings too, and you know, life's a trip. All the places you go and things you get to do, and you know, Flint, I don't know, it's just where I'm from, and I played some football there. Mark Ingram played football he was varsity at Southwestern. Shout out S-Dub in Flint. And, you know, he went on to Alabama and to the NFL. And so, you know, I've been around some big time athletes. And
What was it like there growing up? Because we don't often associate. I associate you more with Florida, Central Florida, Clarissa Shields, Flint. Some other fighters have come
Okay.
out of there. Obviously Floyd from Grand Rapids. But you're a product of Michigan, and a pretty tough part of Michigan, right? Flint's been through a lot. Did you experience that?
it was normal to me. I don't know. I didn't, you know, when I was young, you know, black kids are super athletic, like 14 years old, dunking the basketball, got a full beard, looking like LeBron James and shit. And like, this was all the kids I went to school with. And, you know, I would get beat up or pushed around, or, you know, I would lose so much, whether it be not trying to play basketball or football or whatever, man. Flint was just, I don't know, it's different. Florida just has the beach. It's like the same thing, but then we could just drive to the beach in Florida, and Michigan wasn't really driving to the beach. I guess there was lakes, but we didn't.
I mean, the winters are tough.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think about that stuff. When winter comes, you just put a coat on and go slide around in the snow.
Yeah.
It's fun.
So why'd you get beat up? Because were you getting into fights, or like were you instigating them, or were kids picking on you?
it's tough when you're a kid. Like somebody say something and you say something back, or you say something you didn't mean nothing by it. You're trying to be funny, and then they get mad. You know, kids just wanna.
Right.
Kids are just bored. They just wanna fuck around. So, if I picked on someone, I probably picked on someone stronger than me or tougher than me, and then they fucking put me in my place, and I got strong one day.
Did you feel that there was a difference? Like, did Florida feel like, oh, Paradise versus Flint, or like, did you look at it that way, or did you not know any better? When you were going back and forth so often.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, you know, there was more Latinas in Florida.
Okay.
You know, I married Latina, so that was something in my book, I guess. And then, yeah, so, you know, I didn't think too much about it. Maybe my dad I was more afraid to get in trouble being with my dad, so I would go be with my mom, and then if I got in trouble with her, she'll probably just send me back to my dad. That's probably one reason I went back and forth. If I get in trouble with my mom, she's like, you're going back. You're going back to your dad.
Your siblings go back and forth too, or just you?
No.
Just you?
It's just me.
That's exhausting.
They're my half siblings. So.
Okay. You didn't fight it? You didn't say like, no, I don't want to go back? You were down to keep switching every year?
Yeah, you just go and see your parents for a little bit, you know, whichever one you're going to see.
So why haven't you been back?
There's nothing there I have no family there.
Okay.
My dad moved out of there. He's in Tennessee.
Okay.
So
you don't feel any sort of ties to it? You don't want to see what it's like or show your kids what it's like?
No. It's just some streets, just some roads, some signs, and some old buildings, and apparently the water's not good.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Did you experience that? Did you know that?
Dude, I remember the news saying there was boiled water alerts, and I was drinking water out of the garden hose, out of the front yard.
For real?
Every day. I'm fucking drinking that shit.
And nothing happened.
Maybe something did happen. Maybe something's wrong with me.
You associate more with Florida, though. I feel like you rep Florida more.
Yeah, but the fact that you said is like, you know, these hard people that came out of Michigan, and you know, I try to use a little bit of that, like Floyd being from Grand Rapids. Like I like a lot about Floyd, and I try to utilize a lot of his boxing and defensive techniques, and you know, happy for Clarissa. She's been so successful. She's just such a dominant woman, and she's even she's gone to MMA with it. Like she's about it. So shout out to her. And you know, yeah, I've just become a Florida boy, but there's always that little piece of me that says that I'm a white boy from Flint, Michigan, and I'm fucking about that life. And that lead water gave me iron chin.
That's a bar right there. That's a bar right there.
Let's go, bro.
That's a bar right there. Use that later today.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Stockton?
I don't know. I was just in L.A.
No, that's far.
I don't think I've actually been in Stockton.
That's NorCal.
It's NorCal?
Yeah, it's like near San Jose, San Francisco, like up there.
Okay. I've been to San Francisco.
Yeah, but
I don't think I've been to Stockton, though.
That would be an interesting scene.
No. Mike Perry's in Stockton. What's he gonna do?
That's the story right there.
Is it?
I was talking to someone recently who knows nothing about MMA, nothing. Just like a guy that I met at a hotel, and they told me they're from Stockton. They knew nothing. Like you could tell they knew nothing. I was like, Stockton? I only know Stockton for one reason, and that's the Diaz brothers. Do you know the Diaz brothers? Of course, everyone knows the Diaz brothers. And I was like, is it really like, you know, what we've heard? Yeah, it's a pretty tough place. I've been there. It was nice. There was a fight there, an Elite XC fight in 2008. Cyborg fought, Shayna Baszler fought, Nick fought. But, you know, it's a tough place. It's not like Rodeo Drive. So I was just wondering if you had been there and how it compared to Flint, which is also a tough place.
I mean, the world as we know it, you walk outside, the streets look dirty.
Yeah.
Crazy people walking on the same street as normal people, normal looking people.
Yeah.
They look normal. Maybe they're insane too. I don't know. Like I said, it's like similar. Flint and Florida, it's like you could just drive to the beach in Florida and it's all streets, it's all roads, it's all, I don't know. It's like when you have first class on a flight, you know what I mean? You feel a little privileged. And you get on the flight first.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there, or even if you didn't get on first, and like once it's time, or once you get to the gate, you can get on anytime you want.
Sure.
And then you get on, you sit right in the front in your bigger seat, and you're like, yeah, walk back there. I'm sitting in this one. And
get the nice meal, the nuts.
Enjoy some of that privilege. Utilize it.
You're enjoying some of that now, right? I would imagine this is probably the most money you've made for an MMA fight.
Yeah, I haven't made anything yet. I got to get to the fight first.
Sure.
Once we get to the fight. So, but, I'm not making as much as Nate apparently.
How do you know?
But didn't they say how much he's making?
They did?
Didn't they say that Yeah, I've seen posts.
Who knows?
They said he's getting $10 million.
Who said that? Oh.
I've seen posts.
Rogan said that.
And they said, and he said on Theo that he was, shout out Theo, man. I'm going to go check out Bus Boys. He said on Theo that, he got offered millions from the UFC. That's another thing, too, is people like, oh, UFC rejects. And then, well, Nate got offered millions from the UFC. He said he got offered more. But he took this fight because I'm a badass and I've been out here killing it. And it's not just about the money. He wants legacy and he wants to show people that he can fight someone like me. And obviously my job is to shut that down. So, but, if he's getting paid whatever he's getting paid, I ain't a pocket watcher. I ain't watching other people's things. I'm happy to be getting what I'm getting and to be building and compounding that into more later.
I don't feel like people are viewing this as a UFC reject fight or anything like that. In fact, I felt like initially some people are like, all right, Ronda Gina, they have their feelings, their thoughts. They haven't fought in a while. All right, Francis, amazing, but people hate on him for whatever reason, and Philippe isn't a big name. Then you guys got announced, and I feel like the whole mood changed regarding this card. Do you agree? That's the feeling I got.
No, it was super cool too.
Everyone exploded. They were like,
get that recognition.
We didn't realize it was like this. We didn't realize this was coming. There was
other great fights on the card.
And then the rest of the card, it's a nice card, right?
Other great fights on the
card. Yeah. There was a moment, though, where it wasn't going to be him. Were you getting worried, frustrated, annoyed? There's a big difference.
250 years, and the UFC is having their White House card.
Yeah.
And I'm working closely with UFC at Dirty Boxing on things, and obviously that's probably neither here nor there and totally separate, but they're there supporting us. So I take that as a compliment, and the fact that people are comparing, like, if there was nothing to compare it to, if there was no other MMA fight happening, would you guys be comparing a regional show to the UFC White House card? No, you wouldn't. So because of the UFC White House card, we're getting extra. Obviously it's because of Netflix we're going to get extra. We're going to get extra views. More people are going to see it. More people who don't watch fighting are going to watch it. So, what can I say to bring them along and string them in? Like, make sure you tune in May 16th, an MMA fight. Mike Perry and Nate Diaz, and then the rest of the card. There's some good fights on there. And
very nice. We did find out yesterday Lorenz Larkin is out of his fight against Jason Jackson. He posted that, which was a nice little fight on the undercard.
That was literally the fight that I was talking about.
Oh, man.
Like, the rest of the fights, too, are good. That's the fight I was talking about.
No, there's some Muhammad Makayev against Adriano Moraes.
Okay.
I like that one.
That's a good one.
Saladin Parnasse is a huge prospect out of KSW, French guy. You familiar with him?
No.
He's good. He's fighting Kenneth Cross. I like that fight a lot. There's some Aline Pereira, Alex's sister.
Is that is the only girl fight on the card?
Other than the main event, obviously.
Obviously. What am I talking about? Jeez, I slip things.
Who wins that fight, by the way, the main event, in your opinion?
Man.
Did you see Gina here?
I didn't.
Oh, she was here just before.
I didn't. Never met her.
You're about to.
Well, cool. I mean, it's tough to know. Both of these ladies. Ronda seems very ferocious and, ready to be mean in the ring and try to rip an arm off or something.
There's an intensity to her.
Gina is very, calm and collected. She's obviously been a businesswoman for so many years, in the limelight, a star. She's been a star for so many years. And she's been real, kind of quiet on this promotion for this fight because, what else does she have to do other than show up? But I don't think either one of these ladies wants to lose. I think they both want to win. So it's tough. I'm kind of leaning more towards Ronda winning because she's the more experienced fighter.
And she fought more recently, 2016.
But Gina is something secretive or something quiet going on that's she's going to be intense. She's going to have something intense and have something that gives Ronda trouble. So she could win, for sure.
One thing that I think not enough people are saying about this particular matchup is there's nothing really to lose for both of them in the sense that it's not like they've got 10 more years of fighting left. So you can almost kind of go for broke here, right? You're not trying to build a career here. This is your chance to right a wrong if you're both of them because they both left on losses. And I feel like that's really interesting. They both, look at Cub this weekend, right? Cub looked amazing. Because I think in the back of his mind, he was like, go for it. I got nothing left to worry about. Let me show my best self. Let me just go out there and do the damn thing. And I feel like we're going to see that type of thing from both of them. So I can't wait, man. I can't wait to be a part of it. I can't wait to be there today. Press conference going to be great. Yeah. Open to the public.
Yeah.
Fans are going to be there.
Where is it? Madison Square?
No, it's at the Palladium.
Times Square?
Yeah.
Palladium Times Square. So y'all pull up, man.
Open to the public, like I said, starting at 6 o'clock. And I'll be in the middle, in case you need anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like both of you, so I got,
It's all good. It's not about likes and dislikes.
Respect.
There is respect, but we have to disrespect. We have to, or we don't.
No, you do. I mean, I like this. That
it's not knowing things.
No, I like this version of you.
I'm trying to think.
No, I like it. I wasn't sure. We've seen different faces of Mike Perry. We've seen different versions of you. I like this version.
Thanks, man.
I feel like there's an edge here. You're ready. You're mature. You're evolved. But I feel some, I don't want to say anger, but I feel some, an edge to you. You're not here for a paycheck.
No. Paycheck makes it easier to get in there, though.
Sure.
And, Nate's not very scary.
No?
Jake even said, he's the weakest puncher. I've been thinking about that since I heard him say that, because he was kind of throwing shade on me too, but he's like, Nate's the weakest puncher, and I'm like, gosh, I'm just going to eat that. But he hurt Leon.
He did.
He hurt Leon with a good left hand.
Yeah.
So.
He's hurt a lot of people.
Yeah.
Hurt Conor.
I can't just let him. I got to fight back. We'll see what happens.
Golly. Mike Perry, the man. Today, press conference, 6 o'clock. I'll be there. He'll be there, more importantly. Gina, Ronda, Francis, Philippe, Nate. There they are. There's the crew. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you doing this, my man.
Thanks, brother.
You're the freaking man. There he is.
Oh.
There's my guy. No problem. We'll take a quick break. CJ Perry, not related to Mike. Do you know CJ?
No, I don't.
She's going to join us. Don't go anywhere. Thanks for watching this video. Before you go, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for us. Also, give us a thumbs up. Leave a nice comment. These things go a long way. And while you're here, do check out the rest of the channel. We've got live shows and full interviews, clips, and a whole lot more. We're doing big things here, and we appreciate your support very much.